Thank you. I just want to say thank you for having me. Thank you to Creative Mornings and to Alexander for inviting me here. I'm a little scratchy throated. I was sick earlier in the week and actually lost my voice. So I was really kind of like praying every day that it would come back before this morning. Speaking of abundance, I was thinking the only things I really could relate to are debt, abundance of debt for sure, and family. Like I come from a very large family in the Okanagan Valley, and I have my son here with me, and an abundance of love and family. The album that she mentioned is called Snixilich, which in our language means family. The first song I'm going to play for you today is called Family. The first word, this song is written in the Silkson, so no one's going to have any idea what I'm saying. But I'll let you know what one of the words means. The first word is Wita. And in our language, we have very specific words for specific members of the family. Wita means youngest boy in family. So in my family, the Wita is sitting right there. My 6-year-old son, Finn. So he's the Wita of the Baptiste family. Thank you. Wita, season cha. Wita, season cha. Kalakut ki kwaleot esnuksilach. Ja, takin sniksil ki koleot. And took Silis, Statamalis. And took Silis, Statamalis. Kalakut, ki koleot, esnuxilla. Ja, takin snuxilla, ki koleot. In quakultin, tatubas. In quakultin, tatubas. Kalakut ki koleot, esnuxilla. Ja, takinus nixilach, ki koleot. Thank you. Another thing that we have, I guess, an abundance of is obviously culture, heritage, stories passed down originally through oral tradition. And we're trying to work in the Okanagan to a little harder at preserving these things these days. Like she mentioned, our language is endangered. And I've only just started learning it, but it's a lot of work. I mean, because our elders are dying at a pretty rapid pace now. I mean, my grandmother passed about 3 years ago, and her passing was the first thing that kind of opened my eyes to how close we are to losing this language. It was the first time that I realized, like, oh, like nobody in my generation knows this language, and everybody that does is like 70 plus. So it's kind of time to take it a little more seriously. In our culture, we have a trickster. His name is Sincleep, and Sincleep means coyote. Here on the West Coast, usually the trickster is the raven, but we don't really do raven stories in the interior. It's they're all coyote stories, and coyote's like a little less reverent. He's more of like a troublemaker, like for trouble's sake, kind of. Sorry. I like to imagine that most Okanagan men are kind of naturally troublemakers, and we all have a little bit of Sincleep in us. So this song is called The Trickster. You don't seem very blissful, considering how ignorant you are. I might lie just a little too much, but I'm smiling while you lose your mind. Sing clean, the trickster. Sorry. I seek out trouble from troubled minds. Sing clean, the trickster. I seek out trouble, and trouble I find. The trouble I find. You don't seem very blissful, considering how ignorant you are. I might lie just a little too much, but I'm smiling while you lose your mind. Stay clean, the trickster. I seek out trouble from troubled minds. Sing clean, the trickster. I seek out trouble, and trouble I find. The trouble I find. The trouble I find. Thank you. That's it for me today. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you again for having me, Creative Mornings. I'm gonna take my sick son home. Have a good day.